Hi, I'm Dr. Polly Watson with Hormone Wellness MD. Welcome to day number 8, actionable steps that you can take to use food to help heal your hormones. We've talked already about how your elimination and your gut health affects your hormone clearance, particularly the elimination of estrogen metabolites that are toxic. So we want to make sure that you're having at least one healthy bowel movement a day that looks like a snake and not like rocks or pebbles. Many folks are following really low carb diets, which can leave them with low amounts of soluble fiber in their diet, and they may need to supplement with fiber. Doctors have been prescribing fiber for years, but many times people don't do it because it's not very elegant. So this has sat for a minute, but this is a teaspoon of psyllium fiber in a glass of water, and you can even kind of see around the edge of the glass. It's kind of chunky and particulate, and it's not a very elegant source of fiber. So I'd like to provide you with a nicer alternative. This is a glass with a teaspoon of arabinogalactan fiber or larch bark fiber in it. Arabinogalactan fiber is a resistant starch, which means that it feeds the good guys in your microbiome, or the germs that live in your intestine that affect our immune system and our hormone metabolism and our mood and everything like that. So arabinogalactan fiber is a great choice for folks to add some more fiber to their diet if they're having a hard time getting that in just with fruits and vegetables, or if they're having following a very low carb diet where they're not having a lot of soluble fiber. Another fiber source that can be terrific is inulin. Now, anytime you start a fiber supplement, if you start off having tablespoons of fiber a day, you are going to have diarrhea and feel awful. So the general rule of thumb is to start low and gradually increase. So usually we want to start folks on like half a teaspoon to a teaspoon once a day, and then work up from there. If you have your fiber with some water about 30 minutes before you eat, the fiber will expand in your stomach and give you more of a sense of fullness, so you're less likely to overeat at your next meal. The next thing that I think is really important is just to keep thinking about food as medicine. And I really believe that we want to get whole foods in our diet rather than taking tons and tons of supplements. So you want to think about eating at least 3 handfuls of greens a day, meaning dark green leafy vegetables like spinach, kale, arugula, chard, mixed greens. And you want to get a good handful, or hopefully 2 or 3 a day, of colorful vegetables like yellow tomatoes, red tomatoes, yellow peppers, red peppers, purple cabbage, blueberries, cherries, beets, things that have deep color. Most Americans are missing out on vegetables that are in the purple color family, so red cabbage, blueberries, those kind of foods. And we want to also think about including those vegetables that are really helpful, again, as resistant starches for our microbiome. So those would be things like Jerusalem artichokes. Some people call those sunchokes. They're delicious if you just take the outer skin off, slice them, and roast them on a sheet with a little olive oil. Onions and leeks are also great sources of resistant starches. We want to make sure that half of our plate is filled with vegetables at every meal. And some people really make a face when I suggest vegetables with breakfast. If you like eggs, you can scramble in handfuls of greens and onions, saute them, and then throw some eggs on them and make a veggie scramble in the morning. If you don't eat animal products and choose to go the way of an organic tofu, that'd be another way to go. If you like having smoothies in the morning, you can throw lots of greens in with your smoothies. So spinach is really easy to hide if you're putting some frozen berries in. Lunch should usually be a nice salad with a clean protein on top. If you can avoid having cheap oils and packaged salad dressings, that would be terrific. So a better choice would be making your own salad dressing at home with olive oil or avocado oil. And then maybe dinner looks like a clean protein with 2 non-starchy vegetables. So with a little planning, getting those vegetables in every day can be really something that's achievable and eventually just becomes part of your daily way of life. Another thing to focus on, particularly if we're spending all this money, time, and energy getting wonderful vegetables in our diet, is to slow down and chew our food. I don't know if it was residency or growing up in my house, but we eat too fast. We need to slow down and realize that digestion begins in the mouth. And we really want to break down the food so our intestines can extract the nutrients from it. And so chewing is the beginning of that process. We should really try to chew our food 20 times for each bite, which is something that probably most of us aren't doing. So focus on slowing down and chewing your food completely so you can get the most out of it. One thing we've tried at our house is to try to serve the food in courses. So we start with a salad and then make sure everybody's eaten that slowly before we have the next course. A couple supplements that can help you feel a little calmer and also support your thyroid function would be as follows. So 78% of Americans are magnesium deficient. And this probably has to do with the fact that we don't eat as many vegetables as we should, and also that our soil, unfortunately, has become depleted. Taking magnesium can be a little challenging because magnesium citrate is a little irritating to the intestines and often gives people diarrhea and gas. I would look for magnesium glycinate, which is a lot easier to tolerate, and start low, about 200 milligrams. Magnesium can help you feel calm and fall asleep, so I would take it at bedtime. And I would start off slow at 200 milligrams, and if I tolerated that okay, work up to 400 or 600 milligrams. If you get to the point that you're having loose stools or diarrhea, you need to back down a dose. Other supplements that can be helpful for thyroid function are zinc and selenium. Zinc is a cofactor for many chemical reactions in our body and also a great supporter of our immune function. So check out and make sure your multivitamin has 10 milligrams of zinc in it and 200 milligrams of selenium methionine. I hope these suggestions have been helpful for you to find some natural ways to achieve better hormone balance. Thanks for watching.